cost of living and placing the needs of the people first. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Welcome to a broadcast of the Democratic Alliance. Did you know the Democratic Alliance is the stable anchor of the Government of National Unity? DA ministers and DA deputy ministers are getting things done with a special focus on job creation and economic growth, driving down the cost of living and placing the needs of the people first. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. The next broadcast will start shortly. Did you know the best run municipalities in South Africa are all governed by the DA? DA mayors are working hard to protect residents from bad governance and mismanagement by getting the basics right, delivering better services and having zero tolerance for corruption. This is the DA difference. The next broadcast will start shortly. Follow us on social media for the latest in news and politics in South Africa. Like and follow our page on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on anything. Be part of the conversation. Tell us what you think in the comment section. And please, like and share our videos with your friends and family. The next broadcast will start shortly. If you care about South Africa and want to make a positive difference, then join the DA. Visit our website at da.org.za for more information. Find out who represents you in your ward and district. Who are the DA mayors working for you in your town or city, and which MPs represent you and your causes in Parliament. On our website, you can learn more about our latest campaigns and how you can get involved. Join the Democratic Alliance to rescue South Africa. Become an activist, become a councillor, become a member of Parliament if you care about South Africa. Please visit donate.da.org.za. Donate to a cause you believe in. Donate to make a difference. Let's rescue South Africa. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.
Good morning, Cape Town! How you doing? doing, Cape Town? Oh, no, you got to do better than that. How are you doing, Cape Town? It's so good to see everyone here, all the way from Atlantis to Gordon's Bay, from Eerste Rivier na Seepunt toe, en van waar's Jay? Is julle van Belwelsyd hiervoor? Belwelsyd, en waar's julle? Kuils Rivier, en waar's julle hier agter? Wel, waar's hier agter? JP, where are you from? Where are you from, JP? Langa. Where's the rest of Langa? Come. Hold on. Is here. Elsie's River is daar agter. Waggo. This is a special one. This is a special one because hulle kom van ver af. Laat ons gaan hallo sê vir Makassa het al gisteraan begin ry al. Hulle is nou hier vandag, ja, is mooi om hulle te sien. Maar kyk, waar ek kon nou na julle toe. Waar's Atlantis? Hulle is nog op pad. My favorite constituency is standing right in front of me. And I saw your constituency head come earlier. Can everyone here give a round of applause to Gunya? But there's even a better ward here today. And they're standing right at the back. And I want everyone to turn around and face them. And I want everyone to welcome them. But can you welcome the ward of Angus Mackenzie here to Delft? So it's so good to see everyone. We are all here united from across this beautiful city. And we are saying today, we want better policing in Cape Town. We want more detectives on our streets. The 28s must go to jail. The 26s must go to jail. Die Franse kan ook tronk toe gaan. Because our streets must become safe. Our streets mustn't just be safe in Gunya. Our streets mustn't just be safe in Atlantis, in Rondebosch, wherever. The city must become a safer city because the DA is going to fight relentlessly for a safer city. And so today we're making a huge statement with hundreds of you together walking the streets of Delft. We are showing the ANC that ons is gat vol vir hulle gemos. And it's very clear to us when we watch TV over the last few days, it is extremely clear to us that the biggest gangsters are not the gangsters that walk these streets. The biggest gangsters are those gangsters that feed the ANC on a daily basis. Because it's the ANC that's stopping us from devolving policing powers to the city's Metro Police that Alderman Smith has worked exceptionally hard to build up. And so today we make that statement loud and we make it clear. And later during the course of the day, we have a very special guest for you. The leader of the DA, your favorite mayor, Geordin Hill-Lewis, is going to outline that plan as to how we're going to go about that. I want to take the opportunity to welcome every single activist that is here today. I want to say thank you to you. You can give yourselves a round of applause for coming out here today. Because even though some of us fight this fight in the corridors of power, it is you that is fighting this fight on a daily basis in our streets. I want to say thank you to our neighborhood watchers that are all here today. It's you and the neighborhood watchers that are fighting day in and day out for a safer Delft, a safer Manenberg, a safer Hanover Park, a safer Macassar. And so to all our activists that are here today, thank you very much. All our ward councillors and PR councillors in the city of Cape Town that are here, thank you very much. Is your councillor here? Yeah! Do you love your councillor? Yeah! Pontival het hulle council lief. Ek vra maar net. And then to all our councillors, to all our members of the provincial parliament that are here today, do you love your MPLs? To all our MECs that are here today in the Western Cape, thank you very much. I've got a very special guy standing next to me. Make a huge noise for Premier Alan Windey. And then to all our members of parliament that are here today, make a huge noise for those members of parliament. And to all our ministers in the GNU, make some noise for our ministers. And so today, guys, I need you to do me one or two small favors. We're going to be walking the streets of Delft today. I want you please to listen to the marshals. You see that guy standing over there with the yellow bib on my left-hand side, the two guys with the yellow bib. There's a couple on this side as well. Please watch them and listen to them. Do not go outside of them. Please stay in a straight line with them. Let's walk together. Let's walk united. We will march to the other part of Delft where there's some things that we need to do there. But please just stay together. Stay close, stay united, and let's fight this fight together. So are you ready to have some fun today? Are you ready to make some noise today? Gunya, can you make some noise today, Gunya? Pontival, kan julle 'n bietjie geraas maak, man? Julle skiet die hele dag, nou moet julle geraas maak. And let's put our heads together as we welcome to this event today our leader, our mayor, Geordin Hill-Lewis. I must tell you, you know what's the most amazing thing about that guy? Greeting you is more important than speaking to the media. Thank you very much, Jordan. All right. I'm going to call on to stage the first speaker here today, and I want you to give her an absolute round of applause. She has worked exceptionally hard in this community for a very, very long time. She has worked hard with the neighborhood watchers. She has done her utmost best to economically develop, create jobs, and make sure that service delivery was at its utmost best. It is my great pleasure to welcome onto stage today my friend, your Delft councillor, Councillor Deneo.
Molweni. Goeiemôre. Good morning. Okay. Kan julle my hoor nou? Okay, dan is het goed. Moet ek my Engels kosa? Wat jy moet ek maar praat? That's all right. I'm not going to waste time. I'm only given 3 minutes. But those who know me, I can take even longer. But I'm going to try to be brief as I can. Firstly, I would like to welcome our distinguished guests in the midst of us, our federal leaders, provincial leaders, our local councillors, safety department, our special guest of honor, our mayor who has chosen Delft. Thank you so much. And our, as well as our special guest, beautiful people, our activists. Yes, you are the ones that are more important. We would like to thank the mayor for taking a stand on behalf of the Cape Town residents, saying that it's too much death, a lot of violence, crime that has been happening in the city of Cape Town that has not been punished. SAPS is indebted with many cases that do not get solved. As we know that when we go to the police station, we've got lots of files that are sitting there, but all of those criminals are roaming our streets. Now, the city, as we know, has already introduced last year the men on the boots. When we had our 700 officers that were introduced, but that was not enough for the city of Cape Town. They've seen that they've done as much as they can, and they felt the pain of our community they were dealing with. Criminals are being arrested daily. Less of them are convicted. In Delft alone, just 5% of the people that are being arrested for firearms are being arrested. Out of that 100%, 5% is being convicted. The rest is roaming around our streets. Shame. 52% of people that have been raped in Delft every 2 months, most of them are roaming around the streets. Extortion is taking the business away from our people in Delft. Not Delft alone, in the whole of city of Cape Town. Now, our mayor felt that it's enough, that he needs to take a stand and take his position in the national government to stand against this. In the request of making sure that the criminals on the streets and the children are being kept safe and this city is safe, now the mayor have decided to take a stand and enforce that these criminals have to go in jail. So that is why today he's here. A street where our kids we have a dream as a community, where a street and our kids can play freely without being influenced of being gangs, where businesses are not extorted, where we are protected, our mothers can carry their bags without being worried. The mayor has a dream for our people, where they see criminals going to jail and not being told that our prisons are full. Now those people need to come back and be with us in our community. We know how it feels like. Just yesterday, we had our people that were robbed in the streets of Delft. And I went to the police station and asked them, what are you doing? And they said, we are just waiting for the vans. When the van got there, the van said it doesn't help. We get these people in and yet nothing is done. Today as the city of Cape Town, today as the DA, we are telling them enough is enough. We are going to the national government. We're going to walk there and demand that these criminals could be convicted, not only be put in jail, but they need to stay in jail. The killers need to get a life sentence, not come out. Just not long ago, we had a child in the same street here that was shot, a 9-year-old. That criminal is around. It is well known. People do not even trust to go to the police station because they know you go to the police station and you report the crime. The very same people is out there and they come back to finish their job. So today, take a stand with me, with Geordin Hill-Lewis, and then we say, prosecute them.
Whoa, thank you, Councillor. Give her a round of applause. Absolutely. We will fight for safer communities. We will fight relentlessly for safer communities. I want to tell every single mother out there today whose child or whose daughter has been shot by a gangster. I want to tell that mother today that you have a mayor, Geordin Hill-Lewis, you have a premier, Alan Windy, you have councillors and you have activists in the Democratic Alliance that is going to fight relentlessly to make sure that the person that shot your child is behind bars and behind bars for good. That is our fight, friends. Yes, we deliver the best services, but we will also make sure that we place criminals behind bars where they belong. Our streets are there for fun, not for crime. Your streets are there for fun and not for crime. Cars must drive, kids must play. Our schools are there for learning, not for gangsterism. We have some of the best schools in all our communities, and it is not a place for gangsters to thrive. It is a place for your children to thrive and be the best they can be. We will fight relentlessly to make sure that that happens. And so, Daneo, continue doing what you're doing. Don't ever give up. To every single activist and Neighbourhood Watch member and councillor that fights daily, do not give up the fight. Do not give up the fight. Cape Town is showing that it can be done and it will be done. And there was a vision. There was a mission. There was a vision from a man a few years ago. He had a vision to do everything in his power to make Cape Town and the Western Cape a safer place. He fought for the budget. He fought relentlessly to achieve it. And today we have over 1,000 LEAP officers that patrol our streets on a daily basis. They work relentlessly through the streets of Delft, through the streets of Langa, through the streets of Khayelitsha, through the streets of Browns Farm, all over Gunya. And I want to call that man onto the stage today, because that man has done more to fight for the safety of our province and our city than the national government and the police minister could ever do. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your premier, the best premier, the only premier, Alan Winde.
Molweni, goeiemorgen, good morning. I'm confused. Is this the real Mackenzie or is that the real Mackenzie? But one of these two are the real Mackenzies. Eh?
He's a Mac. I'm a Mac.
Hallo DA. Kan jy hoor? Dis 'n bietjie beter. I see when C comes out, he says, Hoya! Now you must say, Hoya, Hoya! Hoya! Guys, I'm so excited to see you all coming out onto the streets today. Ek is so opgewonde dat almal uit op die straat is om vandag vir ons te sê, ons sê oor geweld. Because genoeg is genoeg. You know that in South Africa, our policing system spends 4,200 million rand every year on VIP security and 34 million rand on the anti-gang unit. Is hulle ernstig oor die bevegting van gangsterisme wat ons kinders tref op die straat elke dag? Hulle is nie ernstig nie. And we have to show the change, and that's why we started investing in programs like the LEAP officers that Angus has just spoken about. And if you go and look at the data, those LEAP officers are the officers that make a difference because the crime levels are lower in the highest crime areas where LEAP officers are deployed. It's called a force multiplier. And it shows that the SAPS management in Pretoria weet nie wat hier aangaan op die strate nie. And there's no willingness to really change it because they don't put the budgets where the budgets should be. They don't give the police the resources that they need to fight crime, to keep our children safe, to keep our streets safe. Hulle is nie ernstig om misdaad te veg hier op die Kaapse vlaktes. And that's why I'm glad that you all came out today, want ons wil vir hulle sê, genoeg is genoeg. We want a change in the policing system. We want a change in the model of policing so that it can become safer for our children and our streets. We can't go to bed at night with shooting every single night. In South Africa, 58 people die every single day because of a shooting or a stabbing, a murdered victim in our country. In this province, it's 11 people every single day. Dit is glad nie aanvaarbaar nie. That needs dedicated, focused change because we have to fix this problem. And they're not fixing it at a national level. So we need that change. I see these posters here where even the police, outgoing police, National Commissioner Patekile says he supports expanded Cape Town policing powers. We need to allow detectives here to investigate on the streets and put those gangsters in jail. We have to have a changed model en ons gaan daarvoor veg tot ons daai verandering kry in hierdie land. That's what we are going to do. That's why we are here today. We are here to support your mayor and our leader in making sure that we bring about that change. Ons is op die straat, ons is gatvol en ons wil verandering hê. Reg so. Ons wil verandering hê. En ons gaan dit bring om die Weskaap, om Kaapstad en die res van die stede blou te maak en hier blou te hou. Because your vote is your power, and that's how we bring about change in our country. We want safer streets, we want safer places for our children and our families. Exactly. So, now, yebo. So, let's go one more time. I go Hoya, you go Hoya, Hoya. Hoya! Hoya! Dis baie beter. So we want safety now in our streets. Bye bye, dankie. Will the other Mackenzie come out now? Is Mackenzie going to carry on?
The real Mackenzie's on the way. Thank you, Premier. Thank you very much, Premier. So now, colleagues and friends, we're going to make our way and we're going to start marching these streets. Again, I have to ask you, please stay within the boundaries of the marshals. Let's go, let's march, let's shout, let's scream, let's fight, let the world see. There are cameras everywhere today. You're all making videos, you're all making TikToks. Let Cyril Ramaphosa hear it loud and clear. We want better policing in Cape Town. I don't know who the police minister is. Geordin, have they managed to sort that out yet? But let him also hear that we want better policing in Cape Town. We want more detectives in Cape Town. Gangsters we want off our streets. Let's go. Let's go take the gangsters off our streets and let's march the streets of Delft. Are you guys ready over there? Everyone ready that's supposed to be ready? Good, let's go. We're going in that direction.
South Africa ranked as one of the most dangerous countries in the world.
Police are losing the fight against crime.
Criminals have actually studied the shortcomings of the criminal justice system, from its forensic capabilities to its detection capabilities and even follow-ups. We're seeing no prosecutions at all.
From kidnappings to the construction mafia to illegal mining, it seems organized crime is on the rise countrywide and criminals have become more brazen than ever before.
You've seen what's happened with the National Prosecuting Authority, where they are under-resourced, the caseloads are far too high. Then you have the correctional services where the prisons are overcrowded. It's a whole criminal justice system that is leading to this.
Parliament's ad hoc committee is set to resume its critical hearings, delving deeper into serious allegations of criminality, political interference and corruption within the police and criminal justice system.
There has to be an attitude of zero tolerance on any sort of crime, small or big. That's what we need to see.
And you have to start with the government. Unless they take corruption in their own scenario seriously, why would the police?
South Africans do not feel safe.
At the moment, it is purely talking numbers as though our people are just statistics.
Crime is simply out of control.
Good morning, Goeiemorgen, Molweni. Welcome to the DA's live broadcast. Today we are live in Cape Town. Now, we know that crime is a major issue across South Africa. Just last week, we were live in Nelson Mandela Bay where thousands of people, residents, joined the DA in marching against crime and raising our voices against violent crime across South Africa. Today, leader of the DA and mayoral candidate of Cape Town will be giving his address on how we get a stronger policing service. He will also be launching the Stronger Policing pledge today, right here live in Delft, and we'll hear from him later on. Now, we know just last week, Geordin Hill-Lewis had mentioned and spoke directly to President Cyril Ramaphosa and said that he must appoint a permanent police minister. Right now, we have a police minister who's suspended, sitting at home, earning 2.6 million rand while doing nothing and sitting at home. What we want to say today is that 2.6 million rand could add 8 additional detectives in our South African system, police system, to ensure that they are helping South Africans put criminals behind bars. We are saying right now today, joining millions of South Africans across the country who are raising their voices against violent crime, and we are saying it is time to catch, convict and clean up the criminal justice system. We'll be joined by a number of DA leaders today during this march who will be sharing some of their views of what they believe and what they think we should be doing to make this a significant moment. If you're watching this at home, please like and share this broadcast with your family and friends, and make sure to comment in the chat box, and we'll ensure that we look out for those comments. Now, please stay tuned with us. We'll be marching live right now here in Delft. We'll be right back.
recent report by Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Police has found that many stations are in a state of disrepair, negatively impacting on the morale of officers.
Over 1 million calls to police services call centres have been unsuccessful or dropped in the last 3 years. How worrying is that? It's due to the call centres being severely understaffed.
Victims of crime say when they try to report crimes at night, they are told to return the next day.
The public has also lost faith in the service, saying only high-profile cases are getting attention.
We can't lay charges. We can't get help from the SAPS. The phone lines is off when there's no electricity at the building. We can't live like this in this community.
Police lock their station at night, citing a shortage of staff and a lack of resources.
Residents say this is a major problem as crime is rife in the area.
Where do people go to report crimes which in all probability do happen in the dead of night?
Where does the fault lie? Is it the fact that our law enforcement agencies are not equipped to have the kind of oversight that we need? Is it a lack of resources?
The frustration levels are really high against the poor service delivery of our SAPs.
Welcome back. We are live right now in Delft, where Geordin Hill-Lewis, DA federal leader, will be launching his Stronger Policing Pledge right here in Delft. Right now, though, I am joined by Councillor Avron Plakis as well as Betty Duli Mkinase. Welcome, Siswam. Welcome, my brother. Thank you so much. It is quite a nice, warm morning right here in Cape Town. Let me start with you, Avron. This is such an important moment where we hear from the DA federal leader about what is happening in our country in regards to crime. Tell us about that.
Well, crime is out of control. Violent crime is out of control in Cape Town and across South Africa. And this is the moment where the DA leader is not folding his hands. He's standing up and showing that we want to do more. We've got to do more with detectives. If you have listened to the Mayor of Cape Town in his inaugural speech, he pledged more detectives. Because that's where we are losing in the investigative side of things. Detectives are sitting with over 500 dockets. And it's impossible for you to have a meaningful conviction rate. We're sitting at a 5% conviction rate for gang-related murders. And that is where the city of Cape Town wants to flip that around. Rather 95% conviction rate to show that we can put the criminals behind bars so we can catch, convict, and we can clean up this policing service.
Now, Siswam, into a crime apha eMzantsi Africa is truly out of control. Ulutsha is deeply affected. What is truly happening in areas like Delft, Enyanga, and many other areas?
Enkosiluyolo molweni viewers ekhaya siyavuya kakhulu ngalamini namhlanje uGHL elapha ezochaza into bana uthi wafuna amapolisa abetha kanama informal settlement iward 40 apho kwakho iGBV without law enforcement ngeke simbambe usisi oyo wachisa indoda yakhe eEurope informal settlement apho kuya kwenzeka ubhuti wachisa umuntu athandana nabo through law enforcement siyasakwazi ukumbamba so sithi nyami Jordan sebenza ngakumbi usincede into ba amapolisa akwazi ba available amapolisa segugugu lethu awakho available kodwa due to law enforcement sikwazile usucceed to arrest 2 people enkosi kakhulu ku law enforcement.
Now, as we march here, everyone, it's very important to speak about what people say the failure of the police service across South Africa. Can you just share some of your experiences about what is happening with policing, particularly in communities that deeply, deeply need this service?
Well, the most common thing you hear that if you call the police, they hardly pitch or they don't come at all. There's no vehicles, there's no detective investigating cases. More importantly, what you see with our policing system, that it's deeply infiltrated. The Matlanga Commission is exposing that for us. And I think at this very moment in time, it's important for the DA now to present an alternative. And that's what the Cape Town residents are feeling, that when they pick up their phone, they call 10-111, there's no answer. They are more calling 107 because the city is reliable. We pitch when we are called, and more importantly, the residents has the confidence that our lead officers in the area where we are and our Metro Police officers where we are, they come out, they catch criminals. Now we want to do more by catching them and cleaning up and convicting all of them.
Now, sis bethu, omama bethu, ogogo bethu bayasaba ebusuku. Inzima lento sijongane nayo.
Kunzima kakhulu extortion igqatsile abantu bayaqhekezelwa ezindlini zabo kodwa sinethemba kaJordan into yobana kuza kwenzeka amapolisa asibe nolawulo apha eWestern Cape. Siyayazi uba apha eWestern Cape yeyona ndawo egugu lethu enyanga. I-crime is very high, kuyadutyulwana oko, kodwa sinethemba nenkxaso uba siyamazi uJordan uza kwenza kwenzeke. Sinalo themba ke kubahlali bonke ke sithi kuni mxhaseni uJordan kule nto afuna uyenza because unceda thina mama ekhaya elitsha, mama ePhilippi, eSamara Machel apho sisistruglishayo ukususa inkonzo singurhulumente wesixeko seKapa. Siyasistruglisha pha because i-extortion is very high, abakwazi ukwenza inkonzo. Ngabantu esibaziyo masize ngaphambili bethu masibachaze. So forcing the policing iba ngolu hlobo sifuna belilo ngoku iyasinceda kakhulu. Amapolisa akho available, but no law enforcement, no Metro Police that is available. The LIP office that is always active, share the information to them so that sokwazi ukwenza arrest kwelethu icala. Enkosi.
Now, Evelyn, we also have a local government election coming up. We have an incredible mayoral candidate here in the city of Cape Town. Can you tell us a little bit about this mayoral candidate in the city of Cape Town?
Well, I'm extremely proud of this candidate, Geordin Hill-Lewis. Since he's been set here, he's focused his hands and focused his mind and the commitment on getting people into jobs. That's why Cape Town has delivered the most jobs of all three metros combined. The biggest capital investment for our infrastructure projects across all three metros combined. And that has created Cape Town to be the flagship city. In the words of President Cyril Ramaphosa, there is one city that works. And that city is the city of Cape Town under the leadership of Geordin Hill-Lewis. And here he is committing stronger policing. He's already done that with our LEAP program that we have. He's already done that with over 1,000 Metro Police officers dedicated in each ward across Cape Town. It is now our opportunity to take Cape Town forward. And Geordin Hill-Lewis is the right person, has proven us over the last 5 years that he has done more, and here we are, wanting to keep Cape Town safer and do more to take Cape Town forward.
Ke ngoku sisibethi siya kwi-registrations nge-1 nangezethu za-August. Khawuxelela abantu phaa bamameleyo yintoni i-importance ye-registration?
Ukuze sikwazi ukuvota funeka ube registered to vote. Masambeni ke nge-1st nange-2nd ka-August siyambeni siyobhalisela uvoto ukuze sizokulwa le crime ingaka apha ekuhlaleni. So ufumana iinkonzo ezibhetele. Usuka eCofa Imbaba, usuka eMthatha, usuka kuTsolo, awukho registered ulapha eKapa. Hamba ngomhla we-1st nange-2nd ka-August uyobhalisela uvoto uzokwazi ukuxhamla kwinkonzo. Remember, ukuba awubhalisanga uvoto awuzukwazi ukuvota ngomhla we-4 kaNovemba. Awuzukwazi uba neseyike uthi azikho inkonzo. Ukuze ukwazi ulwela inkonzo, vote for DA, register to vote and vote for the better part. It's only Democratic Alliance. Nge-4th kaNovember, ukuba uphumange nge-1st nange-2nd ka-August, sikhona all our activists akhona all over. Ask them, then they will register you anytime 24/7. Sikhona ke singama-activists e-DA siyakwazi ukurejistarisha. Masiphume ngobuninzi bethu sirejistarisha sizoba norhulumente obhetele. Enkosi.
Everyone, just shortly and very quickly, your final message to people at home watching this concerned about crime. Your last message.
Well, now is the time for you to get behind the DA, who has proven that they've got the ability, the political will, as well as putting the absolute energy behind putting more Metro Police to keep your community safer. Every young person sitting at home tired of crime, every adult sitting at home tired of hearing the gunshots. Where I'm from, Mitchell's Plain, get out, get registered to vote, and get behind the DA so we can make Cape Town safer for you.
There we have it. That is Councillor Avron Plagis as well as Usispeti Dudley Ginaze. Thank you so much for joining me. We will be right back shortly. Please stay tuned. We'll be back.
South African women continue to bear the brunt of violent attacks in South Africa, be it rape, murder, or assault.
The country is confronted by unacceptably high rates of murder and rape. Now, there are arrests, but that's only half the story. The conviction rate is incredibly low.
The backlog in DNA results is delaying justice for many South Africans.
There are plenty of criminals roaming free, probably reoffending. And this is due to a lack of DNA evidence not being able to be presented in court.
400 rape cases were thrown out of court due to insufficient evidence.
Some people have even lost hope in the law enforcement and justice system.
Despite repeated commitments by SAPS to resolve the issue, expired service contracts and maintained equipment, and ignored recommendations have deepened the dysfunction within the forensic system.
The DNA backlog in South Africa presents significant challenges for victims of crime, particularly those affected by gender-based violence and sexual assault.
With the DNA backlog growing month by month, can we actually afford to have justice denied to the thousands of victims of gender-based violence in the country?
From what we understand, it could take up to 3 years before a victim even gets their time in court so that they can see justice prevail. How can it be?
We are failing the women of South Africa, aren't we?
Welcome back. We are still live right now here in Delft, where Geordin Hill-Lewis, DA federal leader, will be giving us an address on his pledge, stronger policing pledge, right now in Delft. Right now, I am joined by JP Smith, the regional chairperson of the DA in the city of Cape Town. JP, thank you for joining us. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm very happy, Loyola. This is something, I think I first put this issue on the agenda in 2011 on the city's integrated development plan. But a lot of stuff had to happen. A lot of environment had to change for this to become possible, to get to where we are now, for the environment to be receptive to this message. And I think it's an idea whose time has come.
Now, JP, a lot of people have been really talking about how Cape Town has been able to make communities safer. Can you just break down quickly what the DA has been doing, particularly at a local government level?
So we've never waited for national government or anybody else to fix our problems. We fix our own problems as far as we can, and within our means, we've really done everything that local government can do, punching well above our weight range. We now invest around 5.5 billion rand annually in our safety and security budget. It's one of the biggest budgets in the city, and that's how you know that this is a priority. We don't just say it, we do it. It reflects in our budget. We've expanded our Metro Police and law enforcement services substantially through the neighbourhood safety officers. Now it's another 700, almost 800 officers. We've expanded it through our 1,300 LEAP officers in consultation with province, the Project 1000 intake, our CCTV footprint that is expanding all the time, acoustic detection, the integrated control system we have, EPIC. So we are constantly doing these things, building our partnerships with communities, empowering more neighbourhood watches, and we're the only city in South Africa with the police reservist service, which is growing steadily. So we're making big investments in this, and we have to, of course, make those investments because national government is disinvesting in SAPs. So in the same 4 years that we've grown our service by 1,280 staff, SAPs have reduced their service by 1,300. So we are having to constantly fill in what is not happening. And we are making good arrests. Every day our officers are removing illegal firearms. They're arresting dangerous suspects. We're disrupting criminal networks. But despite those efforts, it's very often that those dangerous criminals are back on the street the next day, and that's deeply frustrating for the communities who see that happen. It's frustrating for our officers. It's frustrating for the neighbourhood watchers. So if we want to take our streets back, the law is going to have to change. We're going to have to see the criminal justice reform to make it possible to start putting these criminals where they belong.
Now, JP, you're mentioning something so interesting about how the city is starting to use technology in its efforts to fight crime in government. Can you just expand a little bit about that?
So we've made big investments in technology over time. Technology is an important enabler to us. Technology hasn't replaced boots on the ground because of these extra, since the beginning or just before the beginning of this term, around 2,500 extra boots we've put on the ground. We're now able to have people who respond to the shot spotter acoustic detection, who are responding to what the drones and the CCTV cameras see. And that's allowing us to take a lot more guns off the street. So if you ask, how do you manage to take 450, 500 guns a year off the street? That's in part how, through the enabling assistance of that technology.
Now, JP, we know that not all police officers are doing a bad job, but there is a major problem with South African police service.
Unfortunately, yes. Integrity is a big issue. Your police cannot clean up communities if your police themselves cannot clean up their own house. And unfortunately, if you look at the IPID statistics, there are major problems with police integrity. That's why Afrobarometer's polling finds that the police are one of the least trusted entities within the state, and that is something we've worked very hard to fix. So our own internal investigations, our safety and security investigations unit, which is growing into what our mayor is talking about in terms of the expansion of our detective services. They investigate any claims, and there's a swift suspension, there is a swift dismissal. Unfortunately, that is not what you see in the National Police Force, where very often corrupt officers will linger for very long, and that completely destroys trust in the police. And if the police aren't trusted, they don't get tip-offs, and the communities can't work with them, we won't achieve anything.
JB, Geordin Hill-Lewis has been speaking about catch, convict, and clean up the criminal system. Can you just break down quickly what this term or this phrase that we've been hearing coming from the DA federal leader means?
So where we have capable local governments that have demonstrated that capability, that have demonstrated the ability to work under the requisite oversight, who have invested in these services and these skills, and we've made that investment already with our SSIU and our Safety and Security Information Management Services, those municipalities should be given the additional power to do what is currently failing in the criminal justice system. This catch and release problem we have is because, unfortunately, we have a criminal justice system where the city will make those firearm arrests, but 95% of the people we catch red-handed with an illegal gun will be released by the criminal justice system. It completely destroys trust in the system, and that echoes through gender-based violence, through every other kind of problem, through extortion. And what we desperately need to do is to make sure that there are effective convictions. We need to be allowed, if SAPS cannot do this, because we have 35% of our detective positions are vacant. If national government cannot make these investments in SAPS, then they need to allow us as local government to make that investment in these detective services. That's what the mayor is committed to in his pledge, that we will grow our detective services along with the powers, and we are demanding that national government expand our powers, and not doing so is irrational and not in the public interest.
JP, before I let you go, just your final word for residents in the city of Cape Town, across South Africa, around this issue of crime. What's your final word before I let you go?
Work with us. It's very important that communities help and work with us. We are trying very hard to earn your trust. There's a 24-hour call center. Of 80% of those calls are answered in the first 20 seconds. So we have a good call center. We have an app that you can use to report crime. Join your neighborhood watch. Support the reservist or join the reservist program, and work with us to help us have that information that allows us to find the guns and drugs and problems in your community. We make good arrests every week where communities give us tip-offs. And because we have more boots in the ground, because we have these neighborhood safety officers embedded in each community, we're getting more and more of that. That's really good news. But we can't do it alone. We do need the communities to work with us.
That's JP Smith, the regional chairperson of the DA in the city of Cape Town. Thank you very much for joining us, JP. We are still in the march, as you can see, raising our voices, stronger policing. Many people around here, South Africans, who are fully concerned about crime in our country. Please, please, raise your voices. Make sure where you are that you help us to catch, convict, and clean up the criminal justice system. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The city of Cape Town was brought to a standstill yesterday when taxi operators suspended services over a number of their vehicles being impounded.
Commuters have been left stranded in Cape Town this morning as most taxi operators have gone on strike. They've also shut down major routes heading into the city centre.
Thousands of commuters in Cape Town have been left stranded with the city at a virtual standstill.
We've seen over the past few days scenes of absolute chaos, buses set alight and torched, as well as sporadic incidents of stone throwing and looting.
The fact is that the people that we are negotiating in a negotiating room are the same people whose members are out in the streets causing incredible violence and mayhem, disruption to our city, and even murder.
It comes after the city impounded a number of taxis it deemed unroadworthy and have committed dangerous traffic offences.
The city has been very adamant in that, saying that taxi operators need to abide by the law.
We've made it clear that we are not attending any further discussions with Santaco until
such time as all disruption stops in the city. We have to, as governments, across governments, send a message, not just to the taxi industry, but to any industry, that violence is not the way to do that. You cannot bring us to the negotiating table through violence. That is our number one priority at all times, is keeping commuters in our city, the passengers of taxis and other road users, safe.
Welcome back. We are still live right now here in Delft. Again, we'll be hearing from Geordin Hill-Lewis as he launches his Stronger Policing pledge right here in Delft. As we say very decisively and clearly, it is time to catch, convict and clean up the criminal service justice system. I'm now joined by Francine Hayem, who is the Community Services and Health Mayoral member in the city of Cape Town, as well as Yasira Nelson, who is a GBV activist. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me start with you, Francine. How are you feeling today? Tell us what's happening. Give us an idea.
I'm feeling great. Thanks, Luolo. It's so wonderful to be here in Delft as part of this very important pledge. Stronger policing for the communities of Cape Town, and obviously stronger policing for the residents of Delft. Because we know that residents don't deserve to live in fear. You know, no community, no neighborhood must be in fear. And that's why this pledge from the mayor is so important. Law enforcement, boots on the ground, stronger policing is what these communities want and what these communities need. But we know as well that safer communities doesn't just mean law enforcement. It also means about building stronger communities, strengthening families, creating safe facilities, recreation programs and opportunities, particularly for young people in communities like Delft and in the city of Cape Town.
Well, Yasira, as a GBV activist, we know that gender-based violence is a very, very, very serious problem in our country. Can you just briefly just take us in? What exactly is some of the challenges that you are seeing from your ground level of this issue?
I think, firstly, let me say thank you for the opportunity. And on a daily basis, innocent people get killed. And seeing these families of these innocent loved ones mourning and sometimes losing themselves in the process of healing and mourning is very sad. And I think for us, firstly, to get this detective unit out so that we can be able to get a better conviction rate and put these criminals behind bars.
Francine, I mean, we know that, you know, there's a serious problem with the South African Police Service. There's a question of integrity. JP was here earlier speaking to us about how the issue of integrity in the South African Police Service is quite a big challenge.
It most definitely is. And, you know, that's why city policing, Metro Police is so important. So we have greater oversight, greater investigative powers, and obviously making sure we can get criminals off the street. But for our directorate as well, you know, the key thing is about providing those safe facilities. We have in Delft itself two wonderful public libraries. We've got the Delft South Clinic and we've got some fantastic sports facilities as well that are really focused on helping young people get off the street so that they can make sure that they don't get involved in crime or issues of substance abuse as well.
Well, Yasira, I just wanted to speak more about this gender-based violence thing. And I think one of the things we've heard from community members, at least from when I've been here in the morning, is the fact that there are rapists walking on the street. There are murderers walking on the street. There is no justice. What are some of the things that we need to be looking at here?
So firstly, I think we need to be looking at the fact that we are being held hostage in our own communities. Secondly, these criminals, they are walking outside freely like nothing is wrong. They are in today, they are out tomorrow. And thirdly, most of these murderers, most of the innocent people, they are getting killed by firearms that are not being retrieved. And that is why we are fighting for stronger policing so that we can retrieve these firearms and take it off the streets.
Francine, just quickly, we know that in order for us to see some of the changes that the city of Cape Town has implemented, things like the LEAP officers, which is such a great idea, and it's working in the communities in Cape Town.
Yes, they most definitely are. I mean, I'm also a ward councillor, and so we work so closely with our neighbourhood safety officers on the ground with communities, with neighbourhood watchers, and with CPFs and other community-based organizations organizations to strengthen crime, to protect our facilities, to protect our residents, and make sure ultimately that no one is living in fear.
So, Yasira, I just want to ask, what is the importance of neighborhood watches in this fight against crime? I know they have a very big, important role.
So, firstly, fighting crime alongside SEPs, being the eyes and the ears, it's a very big role that we are playing. And that is why I always say we as communities, we need to start asking the question, what can we do to make our community safe? What input can we give to fight alongside these officers on a daily basis and making sure their jobs gets easier? It's all if we want to see change, we need to make change. We need to be the change in order for change to be there.
Now, before I let you go, Yasira, just quickly, your final word to people who are involved in NPOs, NGOs, people who are involved in neighborhood watches. Just what is your word to them listening at home today?
So I just want to say to the viewers out there, I work alongside law enforcement officers, Metro Police officers, SEPs on a daily basis. I get to see the positive arrests the NSOs is making in our communities. I get to see the change. I get to see the response time of our law enforcement on a daily basis. And it always comes to the handing over the suspect at the South African Police Services. And today I want to say to the viewers out there that is listening to us, when local government elections is approaching, to please vote for the party that can take the criminals off the street.
All right, so Francine, 1st and 2nd of August, a very important day for South Africans really, but for people who really want to use their power, their vote to make sure that they vote for a government that can fight against these issues that are so desperately affecting all of the South Africans and community members. Can you just ask, what is the importance of registration weekend and what does it mean to go out and register to vote?
So if you're not registered where you live, you won't be able to vote in this local government election. So we're really calling on every single resident to make sure that you're registered to vote. Go to the DA's website, check your details, and then update your details so that you can register where you live. Because this election is so important, Luolo. We want to make communities safe, and we want everyone to have no fear. So I think at the end of the day, if we can ask everybody to please register to vote, this election is critical and every vote counts.
That said, I want to say thank you very much to Francine Hyam, who is the MACO member in the city of Cape Town, as well as Yasira. Oh, look who we have here, the Premier of the Western Cape, Premier Alan Wendy. Thank you very much, Premier, for joining us and surprising us. Thank you for being here. Prem, you know, we are talking to many DA leaders here, and I think about such an important issue, about what's happening across our country. I mean, we saw just last week, the National Caucus in Parliament found that 56% of police stations don't answer their phone calls. The 10111 number is not going through in police stations.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of police activity for the last years has been par for the course. We know that our police stations are not working. We know that our police officers are under-resourced. We know that they don't have just the basics, whether it's a cell phone and a computer, let alone technology like body cams or drones or any of the other modern support that is needed to actually really fight crime. And that's why we took the decision to say we want to change a policing model. We started putting 350 million rand every year towards the city's crime fighting leap opportunity, where we put extra policing officers right into the most crime-ridden communities, and we can see that actually starts to bring down crime. So that's the first basics in any policing model, is deployment to where it is needed most, and you will make a difference. And then, of course, you've got to layer it on and layer it on. And then where does it actually fall flat after that? And we know that it's the investigations, because the criminals get arrested today and tomorrow they're back on the street. And it's because there's no proper investigation, whatever those reasons are. But that's the excitement of today, because Geordin has now announced as part of the Cape Town campaign is that we're tired of asking the National Minister to give us, just let us investigate those guns that come off the street, because we know we'll put those guys behind bars. And so we can't call for it anymore. We now got to do it. just like we put the LEAP officers on the ground, we're going to put the investigations in place. That's going to see that a change is needed in policing in South Africa.
Now, Premier, before we let you go, just quickly, we're hearing the DA federal leader speak about catch, convict, and clean up the criminal justice system. Can you just briefly just unpack that before you have to head to stage?
Yeah, but you know that, he coined a phrase the other day about catch and release. And that's what citizens feel. You know, they report something, the police catch someone, and the next thing they're just released again. That cannot happen. That's why we have 58 murders a day in our country, because people just seem to get away with it. So we have to bring that change. And that change, if it's not happening at a national level, we will start to show that it can be done at a local government level. I think the Western Cape and Cape Town and our municipalities have shown that we can govern differently and make it better for our residents. And of course, so then on the 4th of November, the choice is yours. We are putting it forward as a part of the Cape Town plan to take it to the next level. But your choice is yours across South Africa. You can actually bring about this change. It changes with proper political will. There's only one party in South Africa that's shown that political will, and we show it practically on the streets. And of course, that's going to then change between now and the next national election. We're going to bring about even more change. But the change starts now. A change starts now with regards to policing and showing how we can do it differently, and make sure you actually put your cross on the back of that change.
Thank you so much. That's Premier Alan Wendy, deeply, deeply connected to these issues affecting South Africans, affecting crime in our country, across the Western Cape. We have seen people across here who are marching with us, community members who are here because they've been deeply affected by crime. These are not statistics. These are human lives, people who have been lost, people who have been killed, people who have been raped. So we're here for a reason. We're standing here for a reason, for the fight against people who are being abused and killed in our country. It cannot go on. It is time to catch, to convict, and to clean our criminal justice system. We will be going to an ad break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned with us, and we'll be back shortly.
The city of Cape Town is investing over 55 billion rand to boost safety and security.
The city of Cape Town has set aside 55 billion rand towards safety in the metro. Resources and boots on the ground bring the total number of LEAP officers to 1,100.
The city of Cape Town is investing in drone technology to protect infrastructure while also fighting crime. The metro says it will share the technology with police and other law enforcement agencies.
The city of Cape Town is turning to technology to bolster crime-fighting efforts. The city will introduce dashboard cameras and body cameras for law enforcers.
CCTV cameras strategically placed in crime hotspots, the city of Cape Town's law enforcement officers are able to respond more effectively. And with the help of drones, criminals will be finding it difficult to escape detection.
Our city of Cape Town is ramping up its fight against crime with cutting-edge surveillance technology.
The city of Cape Town says the new eye-in-the-sky technology is a game-changer for law enforcement in its fight against crime.
Cape Town Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis says he wants all residents to be safer.
If criminals think they've escaped us today, we're coming for them. It will happen at random points in the future until we see the numbers going in the right direction.
We are back live right now in Delft. Shortly, we'll be hearing from DA Federal Leader Geordin Hill-Lewis, who will be speaking just behind me, if you can see at the corner of my left of where he'll be addressing us. But right now, I'm joined by councillors in the city of Cape Town, Yusuf Mohammed, as well as Mr. Mkavashe. Thank you very much, colleagues Mzwakhe Mkavashe, for joining us. Guys, we are dealing with something very deeply wrong in our society, something affecting South Africans across our country. And I think you guys as councillors know it firsthand in these communities. You see the impact of this and what's happening in our country. Quickly, Yusuf, just a quick 1 minute.
So, South Africa, and specifically in Cape Town, where Geordin is going to make his safety pledge today for the upcoming local government elections, Cape Town is struggling with gang violence. Gang violence is something that can only be tackled with investigative powers, with policing intelligence, and this is why we need to devolve some of the investigative powers to local government. It's something that local government is pushing the boundaries here in Cape Town legislatively to get it done, and we're behind Geordin Hill-Lewis in his pledge to do it.
All right, we have to quickly rush to stage right now, but we'll be back with Councillor Mzwakhe shortly. But let's go to stage and hear what's going on. We'll be right back.
We are failing the people who look to us for that protection, who trust us to make our city safer. As we can all see what's happening. Even though we are the little guy who's punching well above our weight, you've heard what the Mayor and the Premier have said, the 1,000+ LEAP members we've put in, the almost 800 neighbourhood safety officers now deployed to all the wards that are not LEAP wards, all these extra things we're doing. Even though we're doing all of that, nothing is going to work right without getting the prosecuting side of it right. Shamila Batoy said the failure of policing in South Africa is the failure to achieve prosecutions, and I know from my years in this directorate that that is the truth. We are not going to get anywhere if we cannot prosecute. It's really hard to speak to mothers who have lost a child, a wife who has lost a husband, families who have lost people. It's really hard to speak to those people. And it's even harder when you know that there is very little chance of justice coming. Last week, I had the opportunity to go on patrol with Geordin and our neighbourhood safety officers. And while we were on patrol, we met with a family. And that family said that at that stage, they had had no feedback about the investigation of the death of their son who got shot around the corner from their house. That must be devastating. That must be very hard to see that justice is not going to be served because the criminal justice system is now so dysfunctional after decades of the ANC national government trampling that thing to death. We are now just in catch and release, catch and release. It can leave you feeling that all hope has been lost, that the criminal justice system will never get fixed. But I do want to share with you today that all is not lost. Not yet, and definitely not in Cape Town. Here, we are still working on hope, and we are still making hope possible. Yes, because even though some days are harder than others, I will continue to push for more. And I know that we have a mayor who is with me in that process, and a portfolio committee, and a provincial government, and that we are all pushing in the same direction to make sure that we fix this. And that is what this commitment is here today. This is not a pledge, this is a promise. This thing we will deliver on, even if we have to fight with national government, and it's a daily fight. So it's a fight we are committed to. We really are, and it's a fight we will continue to take to the next level because we actually have a blueprint. We have started this process. We have a vision, and this pledge is rooted in reality. It's not pie in the sky, it's not maybe. We have already started down this track. In 2019, the DA pledged through the provincial government when Alan said he's going to bring boots on the ground, and people said, how will provincial government do that? Alan had a plan, and he brought 1,000 law enforcement officers through LEAP into communities. And not in his own political backyard, he did it where the stats showed it was most needed, not something you will see the ANC do. And those LEAP officers made 8,537 arrests. Took 148 firearms off the street, along with 26,500 units of drugs. That is a big deal. So thank you, Premier Windy. In 2021, Mayor Hill-Lewis also pledged to do something and make Cape Town safer. And in his term, we've added another 1,200 Metro Police and law enforcement officers to the equation. And that's important because sadly, in these 4 years while we were adding those 1,280-something officers, SAPS lost 1,330. So we're pouring in on the one side, national government is scooping out on the other side, but we will continue to invest. So that continued investment has allowed the city to execute well over 2,000 arrests linked to illegal firearms and ammunition over the past few years. And every arrest is being tracked by the Safety and Security Investigations Unit to ensure that those criminals see their day in court. And that is what we want to expand. That is where we need to make the next investment, is in that investigative capability. 10 years ago, we could not tell you that the bulk of the firearms we're taking off the street is going nowhere. We didn't know that to be the case. Now we can tell you that 4.7% of the firearms where we catch a person red-handed with an illegal gun, that the criminal justice system is letting that person go in 95 out of 100 cases. And who suffers? not the criminal justice system, office bearers, not the politicians. It's the people in the communities who need us to do better and who need us to step up. So thank you, Mayor Hill-Lewis. That investment has meant the world. And with his support, we also now have additional 200 law enforcement officers. So if you're in a so-called red zone, you're in an area where when our staff work, they get attacked. Geordin made an investment in these communities with the escort services, our protection services, and when these staff from the depots or our contractors are going out, they are being protected. 10,000 escorts we did in the last year to make sure that service delivery arrives in your community. That service delivery is not disrupted by extortionists and syndicates trying to intimidate those staff from delivering. We launched a highway patrol unit that's helping keep the N1 and N2 safe. We launched a neighborhood watch app that is now rolled out to 246 neighborhood watches. I see our neighborhood watch members here. Dankie vir wat julle doen. Thank you. Our unsung heroes. And they are working with us. We've got a city app on which you can now report crime incidents and log bylaw and other safety complaints. And we have rolled out body cams and dash cams and CCTV cameras every year in bigger numbers and incorporated drones, over 2,800 drone flights last year to help make our areas safer, help make our freeways safer, help make our community safer, help make our schools safer. So we are ready to do more for you, our residents, not because of anything other than that nothing is achieved if you cannot be safe in your community. All the other things we need to work right in our communities fall flat if you cannot walk to the taxi rank, if your kids cannot play in the school grounds, if you cannot run your business without intimidation. And for us to achieve that next step, we need to do something important. We need to be able to undertake lawful investigations. We must be able to do that. We cannot have a situation where we arrest people with firearms and the system lets them go. So we need to be able to do investigations so that we can directly hand cases over to the National Prosecuting Authority and ensure that the criminals we catch are actually convicted and that they are removed from society, that you do not have to see these same scollies do the same thing to you again. Dankie meneer. We were walking this last week. We went on patrol in Chantal Serfontaine's ward, and there a mother came to me. She was crying, and she said, "This is where my son, I want to bring you here. This is where my son was shot. Her 16-year-old son was shot." Chantal knows well about the situation. And she says, there in the grey with the hoodie is the scollie who shot him, still walking around, still walking. She knows his name. And at that stage, SAPS had not yet interviewed anybody in that street, and there was a whole cul-de-sac full of witnesses. So that system is just broken. So these people need to be removed from society. We must oppose bail, and meaningful sentences must be secure. It cannot be that 95% of a man with an illegal gun in your street gets to walk away from that. This catch and release nonsense must end. So convicting these criminals and locking them up is not a pipe dream, people. This has already started through our Safety and Security Portfolio Committee. Mzwaki Ngavashe, our chairperson, is here. I see other committee members here, Joan, Washila, Yusuf. I see many of our other committee members here. They are doing great work, France and the rest. Deneo, who you heard speak earlier, they have already initiated an intergovernmental dispute with the national minister. So this can become a reality if we're given the opportunity. And we must not be content to just say, Cape Town has done a lot. We have set the standard for policing by local government in South Africa. We can't be content as long as the shooting carries on our streets as it does, and as long as we are getting the kind of calls from communities we are. We must continue to make this fight bigger. We must continue to work harder to make Cape Town safe. And as I said to you, this is not a pledge, it's a promise. And with this, Mayor, I know we can do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alderman Smith. Give him a round of applause. We must catch them, we must convict them, and we must clean up our streets. Absolutely. We're going to play a song now, right? Because I've got a very special speaker coming up to come and speak to you now. But Deneo, I want to see if we're able to do this. They're going to play a song somewhere, maybe even that same one again, because I really love it. You want to hear that one again? You want to hear that one? Tata Zela. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. We'll play the song. We'll lead the chant. but you're going to dance. Who wants to dance? Joe Hoodman wants to dance on stage. If Joe Hoodman dances on stage, we've got to get JP to dance on stage and Chris to dance on stage. Does Elsie's River want to see Chris dance on stage? All right, so we'll play the song, but you got to do me a favor. I want to see the dance moves. And in seeing the dance moves, I want to see your placards. It's not a practice run. I want to see all your placards quickly. I want to see your placards. Raise them high. Raise them high. Raise them high. Raise them higher. Even if you must stand on someone else, raise them higher. Raise them, raise them, raise them. All right. So I see the placards. Do I hear the music coming? Cue the music. Music makes you lose control. Come on, Angus. No, but JP give you a body cam to record this one. All right, so now, here it goes. And I want to see you dance. And if you dance well enough, and you lift your placards high enough, and if you make enough noise today, I'm going to bring out someone very special to come and speak to you. Do we have a deal? Do we have a deal? Do we have a deal? I don't believe we have a deal yet. Do we have a deal? Do we have a deal on that side? Do we have a deal on that side? Do we have a deal in the middle?
Ja, lekker exercise. Yes. 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 Waar is die vlag? Waar is die vlag? Waar is die vlag? Waar is die vlag? Yes.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me the greatest pleasure to welcome onto stage at this point, and as he comes onto stage, I want you to welcome him with those banners that say exactly what they should say. Lift them up high, lift them up high. I want you to welcome onto stage today the man that's going to make sure that we convict, that we arrest, and that we clean up our city. He's the man that on the 4th of November, you and I will vote to make sure that he becomes the mayor of the city of Cape Town once again. And let me tell you, if we play our cards right on this one, guys, come 2029, he may be the president of the Republic of South Africa. And I believe, and you believe together that we can achieve that. Then put your hands together for Geordin Hill-Lewis!
Amazing. Wow. Dankie, wow. Baie dankie. Goeiemôre. Molweni. Good morning. What an amazing DA crowd. What a warm welcome here on a cold morning in Delft. We are here to take Cape Town forward for everyone. Now let me tell you a story about Cape Town. Cape Town is leading the way. Last week, Friday, I was in Nelson Mandela Metro, Gqeberha. And there, I campaigned with our mayoral candidate there. We had a huge crime march. And I listened to the pledges that the mayor was making. And he was taking the example from Cape Town. He was saying that he's going to double the size of the Metro Police in Gqeberha, in Nelson Mandela Metro. He was saying that he's going to start a Metro Police deployment in the northern areas where the gang crime is the worst. All the things that we have led the way with in Cape Town these last 5 years. Cape Town sets the example, South Africa follows. And I want to give credit. You know, in 2019, I was campaigning with that man down there. He's talking to our councillor, Alan Windy. No, he's talking to Councillor Avron, but he is Alan Windy. And my colleague who's just spoken before me, JP Smith, they said they're going to put more boots on the ground in gang hotspots in Cape Town. And that is exactly what they did. They didn't talk about how serious crime is. They didn't go around saying how they're going to do something about crime. They did it. And today, you know what makes me so proud? I go all over Cape Town, including here in Delft a couple of weeks ago. I came on a patrol, a drug raid. And people come out of their homes, ordinary residents like this, they come out of their homes. And a lady said to me, you know what, I'm so grateful. Every time something happens here, it's always Metro Police and law enforcement who are here first. And that is what Alan did and what JP did and what the DA, all of you did. We can all be proud of that achievement. But you know what? We've always got more to do. We've always got more to do. And we are here today to talk about our most important pledge for how we are going to take Cape Town even further forward. Because that is our pledge in this election. We never think that we have arrived, that everything is sorted. Never. We know that there are still far too many families on the Cape Flats and everywhere in Cape Town who live with the shocking daily reality of violent crime. The reason we are here in this very community, in this very street, is because 3 months ago, 4 young men were gunned down here in a gang killing. 4 young boys in the prime of their life were gunned down in a gang killing. 3 months have passed, more than 90 days. And you know that nothing has happened in that investigation. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. No one has been arrested. No information has been passed to those families. Now, I always want to take a moment and stop and say, I know that there are hard-working, honest police officers in South Africa. Some of them may be here. I saw there were some officers with us. And to all those honest officers, we say thank you. But the fact of the matter is, that is an organization that has also unfortunately been run straight into the ground by the ANC. Just like Eskom, just like the Post Office, just like Transnet, just like SAA, we can go on and on and on. That is an organization that needs to be rescued and rebuilt. But in the meantime, our communities are suffering. Do you want to hear a shocking number? Right now in Cape Town, there are 200 detective vacancies in Cape Town. 200 empty desks. 200 extra detectives that should be investigating crimes like the one that was committed in this street. But they are not there. Their desk is empty. Their office is empty. They are not investigating crimes. And do you know who is paying the price for that? It is ordinary Cape Townians. It is the residents of Delft who are paying the price for that. It is heartbroken mothers and fathers who are paying the price for that, because crimes are not being investigated. And when crimes are not investigated, it means ordinary people must live behind bars while criminals are free on the street. Just take a moment and look around us. Look at that house over there, the bars that it has. Look at that house behind us, the bars that it has. Look at that house there, the fence and the bars that it has. You know that there's something wrong with our society when you and I and ordinary residents must live behind bars because criminals are free. That is the wrong way round. Criminals must be behind bars so that you and I can be free. It's the wrong way around. So we are going to take Cape Town forward even further. We know that it's not enough to have 1,400 extra officers on the street, as we have done in this last 4 years. We have to be able to investigate crimes ourselves. That is what is going to make the difference in turning around the war against violent crime in Cape Town. So, I want to tell you something today. When we are elected to govern on the 4th of November, we are going to take Cape Town forward by building, we are going to build South Africa's first Metro Police Detective Unit. This has never been done in South Africa anywhere. It's never been done before. You know, for 4 years, I've worked with 3 different police ministers, and they all tell me the same thing. Oh, you know, that's a very good idea. We'll think about it. We'll get back to you. Don't call us, we'll call you. Some of them even whisper in the ear. Hulle fluister vir my in die oor. Al daai mooi woordjies. We agree with you. Don't worry, we'll do it. Give us time. But it never happens. Let me tell the police minister today, he's not even the police minister, the acting police minister, enough is enough. We are not going to wait for you to do the right thing anymore. We are going to get on with the job of investigating crime ourselves. We're not going to wait for you to fill those 200 detective vacancies in Cape Town while our people in Cape Town suffer. We will build our own Metro Police Detective Unit. You know, we did a massive exercise. We tracked every one of the guns that our officers take off the street. And we found, as you just heard from JP, out of every 100 guns that we take off the street, only 5 lead to a conviction. 5 people. 95 criminals are still roaming the streets, doing exactly the same thing. Is that acceptable? Can we continue like that? You see, the national government would have us say, well, you got to wait for some laws to change. You got to wait for some regulations to change. You got to wait for us to agree to devolve these powers down to cities. But the people of Delft are done waiting. The people of Cape Town are done waiting. That is why we are going to build our own detective branch in Cape Town. In future, after the 4th of November, with your support and with the support of Cape Town, we will not only be on the streets making the arrest. Once we've made the arrest, we will investigate that case. And we will have a case file, what they call a docket, that is complete, that's got all the evidence, that's got everything needed to make sure that that criminal goes behind bars, goes to jail. That's what we mean by catch and convict. You see, you heard what JP says, it's not good enough to just catch. We're catching criminals every day, only for the courts to let them out the next day again. We have to get the second part right, and that is convict. And we have to get the third part right, which is clean up the corrupt cops out of the SAPs. You know what else Cape Townians tell me everywhere I go? I saw this the other day in Mitchell's Plain. I was walking on a crime patrol. I remember it clearly with Solomon Philander. And a resident told me they didn't want to speak to me in the street. And they said, that house over there, that's where the SAPS van always stops. We don't know why the SAPS van stops there every day, but we have our suspicions. Every one of us knows that from our own communities. So we've put the officers on the street to catch them. Now we are going to have the detectives in place to convict them. And the DA in national government will clean out the corrupt SAPS officers from the police. Catch, convict, clean up. I want to hear you say it. Catch, convict, clean up. Catch, convict, clean up. That is how we will take Cape Town forward for everyone after the 4th of November. But make no mistake, my friends, there are people who do not want to take Cape Town forward. They want to take Cape Town backwards. They want to break the progress that we've made in this city together over the last 5 years. Are we going to let them? Are we going to let them break Cape Town's progress? We need to come together and work very hard so that we can build on the progress that we've made these last 5 years. Build on the 1,400 extra officers. Build on the technology investments that we've made. Build on the LEAP deployments that we've made by making Cape Town the first city in South Africa to have its own detective branch. That is how we will take Cape Town forward. That is how we will turn the tide against crime in our city. That is how we will make sure these residents can leave their own bars behind and put criminals behind bars. Thank you very much. Let's go and win Cape Town. Thank you.
Launching our first ever election campaign poster for November 2026 local government elections.
There's nothing as disappointing as you wanting to make a change or waking up and saying, I want to make a change, but only to find out that you are not registered or you are registered in the wrong place.
Because if you're not registered, you can't vote, and you can only vote at the voting station where you are registered.
Even if you don't know who to vote for yet, buy yourself the option by registering to vote. Decide to be part of the group that decides what the future of our city should be.
But today we stand here excited and full of hope because we have an opportunity where we can register and ensure that we vote for a government that will get our city working for its people.
The choice is going to be very, very clear. You're going to have some of the same, where you have a failed government in place, or you're going to put a new government in place led by the Democratic Alliance. And we are asking you to come out in your numbers and register to vote for the Democratic Alliance on the 4th of November.
So make sure that you are registered by going to check.da.org.za. You can register right now in the comfort of your own home. Remember, go to check.da.org.za
and come and vote for a new government on the 4th of November. Kyk wat doen 'n blyse.
Thanks for watching. Join the mission to rescue South Africa. Like and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.